You know, exactly right, because out of sight, out of mind. You don't really think about it all the time. But I mean, you know, like, as you said, fires can really break out at any time. So you got to make sure you're prepared. And this year's Fire Prevention Week, which starts next week, is all about knowing the sounds of your smoke alarm. So for example, if you hear a chirp like this, that means that you got to replace the batteries, replace maybe even the entire smoke alarm. And now that's as opposed to hearing those 3 loud beeps in succession. Maybe you've burned something on the stove before and your smoke alarm has gone off. You know, that typically means emergency, get out of the house, call 911, right? So it's really important to know those sounds, particularly have your kids know those sounds too. Now, we stopped by the Beach Fire Department's training center where the education team had a full setup of alarms to show off both smoke and carbon monoxide alarms, also very important. Now, they've got a very busy time coming up. Not only is Prevention Week next week, October, the entire month, is Fire Prevention Month. And it's all to get ahead of those colder months when studies show structure fires tend to increase. Now, fire educators tell me they typically visit schools and senior centers around this time to try and teach prevention, but that hasn't been as easy the last couple of years.
You know, it's challenging right now with COVID restrictions to be able to get out into the community and have face-to-face conversations with the people that are living in our cities in all of the Tidewater area. And so being able to have opportunities like this to speak to the public about fire safety, being able to have online programming available, those are all things that fire departments all over the place are trying to reach out and find a new way.
Now, in the case of Virginia Beach, she says department educators are trying to go now to libraries and rec centers to try and reach the public. So hopefully that's working out well for them. Obviously, being on the news definitely helps as well. Now, coming up, we're actually going to talk about batteries and when the best time is to, one, check your smoke alarms, how often you want to do that, and then also how often you want to replace the batteries or possibly even the entire smoke alarm. So that'll be when you make that switch to WGNT. We'll see you then. For now, though, we're live in Virginia Beach. Anthony Sabella, News